Alright, YouTube was good. Leekautorepair. Came in on a Sunday. I got work tomorrow at the dealership. It's gonna be an overachiever. Pretty much this car is a 2010 Chevy Traverse, and on this one I gotta remove the engine, the whole powertrain, because the flywheel, the teeth is literally sheared off. When I say completely gone, it's completely gone. I mean, I saw like a eighth of it, a eighth. If you compare it in a pie size, let's do an eighth, take an eighth off, and then you got the rest of the teeth still there, but you got an eighth that's just missing a teeth. And you know, before we did the starter replacement months ago, I let the customer know that your flywheel, well, it's called a Flexplate. Your Flexplate, the teeth on it is gone. You one day ain't gonna be able to start your car no more. So the car is here, and car don't start. The starter just don't even make contact with the grain gear, period. So I want to remove the whole powertrain, and then I ain't gonna show you how to do it, but probably I'll give you tips and tricks and stuff on what's needed to get the whole thing out. You do need a lift. This car comes out from the bottom. Ain't no way in hell the engine and transmission coming out from the top. You can't leave the transmission inside the car, and you can't take the engine out from it. Both has to come out together. There's no taking one with leading the other in there. So got a lift. I'm going to be using this table right here. My boy is pretty much on, kind of ain't renting it, but my boy was able to loan me this tool from this job. Not a tool, but equipment, and I love this because it's hydraulic, it goes up. So I'm going to leave this car at this height, and I mean, the ceiling ain't too high. I want to be able to open and close the garage door or whatever. I could get it to go up higher, but I don't want it to go up higher. I want to be able to keep it at this height, and like I said, I'm just lowered down onto this table, separate the transmission from the engine, pop the flex plate out, pop it back in, put the transmission on the engine. I'm not even going to take the wires off of the engine or nothing like that. Just nothing. Just maybe, I'm just do the minimum as possible. My goal is I want to be able to just sneak it in and put it back together, put it back in the car. The job pays about 10 hours from start to finish. Could be 11, could be 12. It all comes down on your experience. And me in particular, I never had to take out 3.6 engine. I have taken out 3.6 engines in Caddies, Camaros, but I never had to take one out, particularly in this style SUV. So it is what it is. It's a walk in the park for me. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe, and just let me finish rolling up my stuff, and then we just gonna go ahead and begin work. So took the whole engine out with the transmission. As I told you, it's stupid to even try to attempt to take the engine out from the top. It's not possible because this is a tall engine. This is a tall powertrain, and the heads is tall pretty much. You don't have room. They didn't design it for that. No. The design it for is you can take the whole thing out with the whole, as I got it, just like that. So I'll show you all the strip flywheel, the flex plate. I'll show you all the strip teeth where the starter just free spins in that one spot. And yeah, this is that. So what I did to remove this, pretty much the electrical connectors, you can leave the engine, all your sensors on the engine and the transmission, leave everything on. What I did was pretty much, let me get the camera. I took the, let me crawl underneath this fuse, whole fuse panel is flipped upside down, but the main harness goes into the fuse box, and just whatever, a few tabs and a couple 10mm bolts, and you're good to go to get the harness out. So I set that on top of the engine. Here's one of the covers for right there, but I'll sort that out whenever. Brake booster hose. Like I said, I left the engine wired up, took the heater hoses off, as you see right there. Left the PCM in the car, the fans in the car, the lower radiator hose is still in the car, upper radiator hose still in the car, upper mount still in the car, just left the side bracket on there. The intermediate shaft for the steering right here, or the steering immediate shaft, or whatever the hell they call it. It's supposed to be telescopic, I guess. I don't know what the hell happened. It looked like some type of seal O-ring, but this pretty much slipped out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back up in there. It looks like it slips back up in there, so I ain't going to make too much speculation over it. The AC hose This is the whole hose. You can take that out, or you can leave it in. I don't think you want to leave it inside of the car because it do get in the way. So I loosened it from both ends. Make sure your seal's still in there. As you can see, I still got the whole coil spring strut, whole thing still set up. The reason why I left it like this is the strut bolts got one loose, but the bottom one, I heated it up a couple times and I sprayed it down real good. The bolt still won't come out of the knuckle, so I left that in there just like that, and just make it where I can tighten the nut back on, and ain't got to worry about too much. But I'll let the customer know. I feel bad for y'all when y'all go get some struts, because that bolt is going to be why the job is going to be expensive, because it's stuck in there. Whatever. ABS wire right here, wheel speed sensor. I took it out from the connector that was routed into this little hole on the side of the car. So bam bam. Brake caliper, left the whole brake caliper, the pad's still in there. I got that zip tied to like a little hole in the side of the car on the frame. Let me walk around. So left that. I left the low control arms and an axle on. Keep walking around, and this is same for this side. So both sides are pretty. You do the same on both sides. You pretty much good. The engine mounts, this is what, 1, 2, 3 mounts on the frame itself. You don't have to worry about that dog bone mount. There's only 2 15mm bolts up from the top, and once you take that off, you will be good. So let me go ahead and show you this flywheel. I want to make sure we can get up in there real good. But as you can see how the teeth looks, I'm going to try to dim it down some. Look at the teeth. The teeth is pretty much sheared off. So at this spot, the starter just free spins. It don't even make no contact. But if you rotate the crank, you could get it to catch eventually. And who wants to keep dealing with that? So this car came in here, just no start. I already knew the issue because I addressed this issue a while back. I'll probably get a better look once I pull it out. But with your starter, let me check. I checked the teeth on the starter because the starter is not that old. I'm going to warranty this one. Going to go ahead and swap it out and get another one. And like I said, I'm going to put a new flex plate in there. But if teeth is sheared off in one spot of the flex plate or your flywheel, you will have no crank. Maybe you can crank it in a different spot to get it to start over. Cool. But like I said, the fix for this is to replace the whole flex plate. Other stuff I left in the car, shifter cable, and there's nothing pretty much else to cover. AC hoses come out cool. Your 2 transmission lines right here is one, and here's the other one right there. They sit on top of the transmissions, one right here and the other one right there. You cool, you Gucci. Make sure you mark your steering or lock the steering wheel, or however you want to do it. So I'm going to show y'all something else that definitely was a problem. So I'm inside of the car. Y'all see I got the seatbelt strapped up to the steering wheel. It's because I ain't got no steering wheel holder or nothing like that. But I pretty much on both sides I had to rip apart the floor and had to cut into the floorboard. And if I can get everything properly mounted so we can further discuss this. As you can see, hold up 1 second, let me pull this back some more. So this ass husk it's not an ass hole, but there's a minor thin plate on top of it, but once you cut that off, there's already like a pre-hold. It was already cut and set up. It's just that it had a stupid sheet on top of it. So you cut the sheet on top of it, and you have access to get to the it's supposed to be like a locking nut for your bottom subframe bolt. Let me back out of here because it's very uncomfortable. But I'm gonna go down onto the bottom of. I'm gonna go on the ground. Hold on. Your rear subframe bolt. The back two. Here's one. The other one is over there, and it was an issue with this. See all of this rust right here. Pretty much. I don't know. It was like a weird type of bracket or something that kept the nut or the whatever you want to call it. the nut, the sleeve, whatever, it kept it locked into place. Now actually it was a cage, so the cage ripped, and that's why I was free spinning on both sides. So what I did was stuck a screwdriver. I heated it up. If you notice the map gas that was inside of the car, I heated it up, and maybe I heated it for like 5 minutes, and then I had my brother go underneath the car, and it was a 21 millimeter bolt. The head on it is 21 millimeter. Used the impact gun, and while I stubbed a thin screwdriver in between just to stop it from free spinning while it was heated up, made me able to, you know, get this whole, because this was the only thing that was holding me up from getting the whole powertrain was the rear subframe bolt. So once I was able to get it locked down and heated it up, the bolt sure as hell came out with no problem. Just sucks that, you know, you run into problems like this and you have to do what I did, like cut into the floor just to, you know, get this whole engine out. And if it wasn't for me cutting into the floor, I wouldn't be able to get this engine out. I was thinking about maybe cutting up into here, but this is thick metal, and I'm not gonna mess with the integrity of this frame, this chassis. Not at all. That's not me. So I do what was easy. So pretty much I saw this as someone did it. They did a shitty ass video on YouTube, and not only that, they did it in a portrait view. But I was able to see where they kind of cut at, and I pretty much mimicked it. And I went up there and I did it. It only took me maybe an extra hour or hour and a half to get into the floor and get the bolts, get the rear subframe bolts free. Other than that, it was cool. Total time this book time job pays about 10 hours. Can you get this done less than that? I doubt it. Could be more, whatever. Could take you a couple days doing this in your crib, your driveway. Don't even think about it. I saw somebody do it in the shop with no lift, and the way they did it was uncomfortable. I don't see how would they even think about doing something like this. But me using a lift, I'm good. So how I'm gonna get this off, I want to lead the transmission onto the car, and no, I don't even know why I said car. I want to lead the transmission onto the subframe. People put a block of wood underneath, so it pretty much don't move. But yeah, take the transmission. While I got access to the Flexplate bolts, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Get the transmission bolts. Take the engine mount. I mean the transmission mount. I guess probably whatever whole bracket and the mount and stuff. Gonna take that out, and then I'm gonna grab a probably the cherry picker, because I'm gonna probably hang the transmission. I'm gonna use it to pull it away and just hold it a little bit. And I'm really not even gonna take the transmission. Maybe I want to get myself up probably about 12 inches to get inside and get this flex plate out. So that's my goal. So Leekautorepair, if you got issues, if you want to see what I'm working on, this is a 2010 Chevy Traverse. If you guys got questions, comments, whatever, that don't matter, just pretty much leave it, comment in the comment section. It's up to you. You do what you want. That's what the comment section is for. But I forgot to tell you other stuff. I took the air box and everything out. This wire pipe got to come out. I got to heat up the bolts. It's a little bracket that go underneath the fuse panel, the air filter. I took the front cat off to get access to the starter. What else? Other things I could have took off. This front little this trim molding thing. Leave that over there, but I took that off because I don't know what was I trying to. Oh, I had to get the strut tower bolts. This little guard thingy was in my way, so I took that off. So this pretty much covers everything. I mean, what you need to take off? I left the rest of the exhaust on, if you can see right there, but I did separate the drive shaft from the front, not the back. I let it hang. This one, you can use a bungee cord. I'll probably get some bungee cords tomorrow or whatever, but I let it hang. It don't matter. It's nothing to cry over. Yeah, this is pretty much it. So I don't think I have anything else to talk about other than I holler at y'all. Y'all just follow everything in the screen. So you got questions, you got whatever, you need advice, want me to walk you through this job again, just pay attention to the video again. Just fully look at what I showed you, rewind the footage, slow it down, look at everything, analyze everything, what you see. This is the whole point of this video. So this is just pretty much a guide. I'm not going to sit there and tell anybody how to remove the whole engine,
because that takes time, and I don't get, YouTube don't pay good for me to be doing all of that. If they did, then I'll be giving y'all some classified information on this. But two, I ain't gonna be showing y'all my way of living, how I eat. This is up for you to put. I didn't go through hell doing this, because I do this all the time. Yeah, it could kick my ass, but if you ain't mechanically inclined, you don't do this on a daily basis like me, this is gonna be a pain in the ass for you. I'm just being real with you and shit. So I'm Leekautorepair. I'll holla at y'all.